EBS TV, television reloaded.
All right, good morning. Thank you for joining us on Issues and Answers. I'm Josephine Eimihe. Happy New Year. Thank you for staying with us. And we thank God we made it together and we are alive. And so we're grateful to God. So this morning we'll be looking at 2022, our expectation for the year 2022. And we'll still look back because we are history students. So you have to look back in order to look properly to the year 2022. So we'll be looking at what really happened in the year 2021. There were a lot of challenges in our country. I can remember this kidnapping along this Binyauchi way, those Ekboma, those houses. It was so much in the year 2021. A lot of kidnappings. There were a lot of other things that happened in the year 2021. And we shouldn't forget the ones that happened in our state. We'll look on these and then we'll look at what we expect to see in the year 2022. So this morning we have some personalities that will be talking to us on what are retrospecting on 2021 and looking forward in 2022. Let me start from the lady because they always say ladies first. We have Pastor Richard Spain with us this morning. Madam, good morning.
Thank you, good morning. It's always my pleasure.
Okay, thank you. And we have he's a gentleman then. He's looking wearing this Bini attire, Mr. Alex Pobadia.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
God bless you all.
He's a writer, a public analyst. He is a traditional man to the core also. Am I right?
To God be the glory.
He said to God be the glory. That's God in everything. Thank you once again, sir.
Thank you
for
much.
joining us on this
Thank you.
program. All right, so let me start from you now. I'm looking at 2021. Where did you think we made it and the other areas that we didn't get it right in the year 2021?
Well, we have to first of all give God the glory for everything. For year 2021 was somehow rough, and also thank God once more that at the end of the year we can see the peace that reign in the state, and we pray to God things should continue from there. So many things pass on to the river, but we thank God we are here to see 2022, and we believe that the peace that came from November, December 2021 has entered 2022, and we believe the government will work towards that to see that there is peace in the state and there is harmony, and they should try on the development aspect of the state so that they will carry everybody along.
All right, thank you. Pastor Richard Spain, a lot happened. I mentioned some in 2021. There are a lot of things that really happened. So can you still refresh on it? And apart from the negative one, what about the good ones that happened in 2021?
Yeah, 2021, a lot happened, and like he rightly put, we thank God we are all here, and we are hale and hardy. I mean, you're not in the hospital or wherever that
Some
is
might be in the hospital right now
negative.
looking at us.
Yes, we have to give God praise. Some of the good things that happened 2021 in Edo State. The Edo State Sports Festival was a very, very good one. And, it brought a lot of presence of people from outside Benin into Benin. And it was, the city took a new look. I remember then there were different things hanging that will help you know that, something is happening in the city. Many other negative things happen, like you rightly put, there were a lot of kidnappings, killings, and all of that. But we thank God that God helped us through. We are in a new year. I know the God that did that, He will do it again this year.
Let me stay with you. The cost of living. How was the cost of living in 2021?
Yeah.
Concerning food prices and other things in the country.
Well, let me talk on behalf of women. The cost of living was high.
And it's still even high right now.
Was high and it's still high. And we trust God that this year it will not be higher. I remember going to New Benin. You always hear the people who are doing exchange. You hear them saying dollar don't high, or they say things like that, oh, come and change now and all of that. Things were pretty high. The higher it goes, the prices of commodities was getting higher and higher. In fact, we're like, we don't even know how we're going to do the Christmas. But thank God, God helped us. I mean, every one of us were able to eat rice in this past Christmas. We are pleading. I just hope that our leaders are watching and following this program. We are pleading that this year the prices should drop. I mean, we should not hear again that prices are going higher. I mean, I don't know how we are going to cope with that, because women, if you ask the average woman last year, they will tell you how we survived, how I survived with my children. It was a miracle, because going to the market, I mean, you take your handbag, you look at the money inside, you're like, no, I know I will buy something very good with this money. Only to return with just a nylon bag. That is what you're able to purchase with the whole lot of that money you went to market with. That happened last year. We trust God that this year the story will change.
All right, thank you. And did last year also, apart from the high cost of living, that was it was terrible, like 100% increment in all things. Do you have something to say concerning that, concerning the high cost of living in 2021?
We thank God for everything, like I earlier said. The high cost of living in the country is just because of the situation in the government of today. Things are high because there's lack of employment. Those working are not getting their salary as when due. And the little one the women will get to survive the situation is token compared with the responsibility they have to show them. I'm praying, using this avenue to appeal to the federal government, like the rumor we are hearing about a fuel hike. They should please not attempt that aspect of our living, because if they do, the harder it will come to all the masses that we are struggling to live now. We thank God today the cost of living is high, but we have life, which is first. And if the cost of living is high, you have no resources to take care of the needs around you. They say harder it comes. So that is the area the government should look after and create job opportunity. Reduce cost of living by create employment for others, not by in the television, in the radio, you are not seeing the employment facility on ground. Things are high, things are expensive, but the jobs are not there. If they start road construction now, they are working, they employ people. Any project that the human resources are there to work, and at the end of the day they pay them, the cost of living will come down. But now there is no job for the masses to do. But the job they are saying is available is on online. I don't know if I'm on the right path. They are not there for them to work. And I thank God today for the peace in the community through our royal father. If that area was not handled, this we are saying now would have been a different story. So I also use this venue to appeal to our royal father to please keep it up for us, intervene to the community issues in the VO community, so that there will be peace in the village. The herdsmen issue is there. They should handle all these things. Let them go to farm safely and come back safely. Cost of Gary is high today because the women no longer go to farm with the fear of herdsmen harassment. All this contribute to the hardship that we are suffering in the state today. If you can go to your farm peacefully, work and harvest, at the end come back with what you have,
continue, please.
The cost of living will come down.
All right.
So,
we sincerely apologize for these interruptions. And since we won't break your thoughts line on that, we sincerely apologize for that. Okay, talking about the high cost of living, there's this bandit issue, and bandit is still the matter for the day right now, because yesterday in Kaduna, the bandit killed some persons. Okay, we'll be looking at it and the way forward. We shouldn't forget those that died, those sons that died in the year 2021. We remember Sir Victor Waifo, Professor of Sir Victor Waifo. We lost a great one in that 2021. and also Captain
Captain
Osa
Osa, yeah.
Okumbo. He's a great son, a
Very
illustrious
well.
son that we lost. And there was one in Lagos, one Okomu, is into security matters. He was a TV personality. We lost that one. There were a lot of persons.
And Dr. Asen as well, I'm a historian, been a kino here too.
Yeah, a lot of persons from Edo State that we lost. And if you go back to the country, they were much more. So may their souls rest in peace.
Amen.
Amen. And thank God we are alive.
Yes.
So since we are alive, we have to plan for the next year. All right, that's what's taking me now to our next question. We are now in 2022. A lot happened: the banditry, the kidnapping, the insecurity challenges, the high cost of living, which is so terrible. The high cost of living is there, and other things that happened in 2021. We are now in 2022. So this morning, ma, we are in 2022. What do you expect that government should do concerning a better year for us? Because we can say, oh, we want a better year. Without planning, we get nowhere. So what are your thoughts for 2022, Pastor Richard Spain?
Well, I just, like I said earlier on, I hope the government is watching, or somebody's watching to give them the report about this program. The people always look forward to a better year, in a new year. And, everything hails from the hand of the government, because leadership is everything. So we are saying that this new year, the government should first of all sit up and plan. I just believe, everybody keeps saying Nigeria is a wonderful nation. We have all the resources, we have everything, but they don't know why it is not just working. It all hails from the head. So we are saying, and I'm saying on behalf of the people, that the government, I know they are trying their best, because when you talk about government is not working, the people equally have their own part to play. Yes, that you can't overrule that. But government should still try their best to sit up. Like he rightly put, we are hearing little news here, is it whispers now?
Yeah.
That the fuel might still go up. And if it goes up, that means every other thing will go up. I don't know what will become of us if at this present situation, people are crying and they're like, oh, we don't know what is going to happen next, and then the prices again go up. I remember before December, the price of gas was, you go to a gas station, something that used to be how much per kg?
Yes.
You see it rose so high, up to 600 naira plus for just 1 kg. And so you go to the station to fill your gas, they tell you the amount you're going to use to fill 3 kg and 12.5 kg. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
So we are pleading, please do all that you know to do as government to bring down these prices. Somebody will say, well, it is something at some point that needs to be tackled. If that is tackled, every other thing will follow and every other thing will fall in place. That thing that needs to be tackled, please let it be tackled. We are just at the beginning of the year. Let it be tackled so that this year, the women, the men, the youth, everybody will like, oh, thank God, the prices are not as high as it used to be. And we can't say less about job employment, job creation. Let's try to create job. You see people who are how do I put it down? People who have worked and then they are now retired, and then they are looking forward to their stipends for for retirement. And then you still see them. Yes, people for pension. You see them come to the street and say, we have not been paid, and these people are old. They can't work now, and then what do you expect of them? So government, please, this year, we don't want to hear all of that. Let Nigeria be better. And I tell you something, if all of these things are handled, we used to hear Ghana must go, but what we are hearing now is other nations are saying Nigeria must go. It's so pathetic, so painful. You hear some of our people, you will see them, they show them online, they are crying in other nations, how they are being manhandled, how they are being treated, because they say, go back to your nation. Your nation is not working, leave our nation and all of that. And this is Nigeria that used to be a nation that has so much glory, and everybody wants to come around. But right now, we are being pursued by other nations. It's so painful. It's something, when you think about it, goose pimples come on your body. So please, this year, let's try so that the lost glory can return to our nation.
All right, thank you so much. When you mentioned gas, that was like, I went to fill gas last week. What we normally fill for 3.5,
okay,
they told me it was 8,000 plus.
My God.
Wow. The increment is more than 100%. I was like wondering, where are we going? And this is the period we're talking about afforestation. We should plant trees. And when the prices of gas is now like skyrocketing, people will go back to trees.
Sorry, let me quickly add this one. I still feel the government should put something in place to check even the sellers of this gas. Do you know right now, you have your money and you're like, do I go to this station or do I go to this one? You know why? Because if you go to some of them, the gas you buy, your 12.5 kg, that ordinarily when you fill it, it should carry you for 1 month.
Yes.
But now you fill it, 2 weeks, your
gone.
gas is finished.
For the 8,000 plus.
It's finished. What happened? That means something is happening in some of these stations that need to be checked so that we can have value for our money. We are saying things are high. You still gather that money, so let me try and look for how to buy, and then you are not having the value.
Wow. It's terrible. All right, let me come to Mr. Hales Obadia. Talking about the high cost of living. Somebody was talking to me, said the cost of living in Edo State is so high compared to other states. And let's look at these associations, unions we have in the state. What do you think government can do? Because some will just tell you this is a new price, it's 1,005, and if you go all through the market they'll tell you it's 1,005, and elsewhere you can buy that same thing for 800 naira. And we, from our investigations as journalists, found out that these unions are contributing to the perceived high cost of living. So sir, in your own opinion, what do you think that government can do to checkmate the excesses of associations in our state?
Well, thank you very much. Everybody wants to survive. That is the situation we find ourselves today. If you look at this association of 18 you are saying, there is a body controlling these associations. Like we have the National Road Workers Union in Edo State here. So we have Nigeria Men and Women Market Association in Edo State here, in which the governor of the state is the patron and the royal father is the overall patron of the organization in Edo State here. But the structure are not being serviced. The people that are supposed to be in the hands of affairs on this organization, they are not there. So they leave everything to the masses to take care of themselves, which is not supposed to be so. But today, I thank God, the National Road Workers, I think that's what how they call them. They are still functioning. You see them on the road embarrassing their drivers and all. People are complaining that's not the way it's supposed to be. At a stage, the government came in, bringing online ticket buying to control the embarrassment from the National Road Workers Association. So there are women, there are market associations in Edo State as well. But the structure is not being serviced. It's not being used to monitor these small associations. If that force is in motion, there would have been the people to monitor those groups that are inflating prices and report to the government. But everybody is on its own. That is the situation we find ourselves. And two, if you go to the market, like Oregon market today now, they bring goods from the village to sell. They cannot sell directly to the consumers. All these women will attack all those raw food coming from the village and buy and resell again. But if there are body set up by the state government monitoring, no, this body is banned. There should be no buying and selling. Sell direct to the consumers. You see, price will come down. Because who buy gari maybe rubber of Gary for maybe 500 or 800 naira from the direct person bringing for the market, we end up selling to 1,003 or 1,005. And pay homage to the chairman of the association.
And pay dues also.
You have to pay dues to them. So all this, if the government can take care of this aspect, like Orange Money Market is public market. Go there, display your wares. Whoever want to buy from you will buy from you directly, as they are bringing it from the farm. Every product will be cheap. But buy and sell, you buy, this one will buy, and the same guy will resell. Not to we're not talking of urban market now. People buy from Orange Money here, there now, and take it to urban market to sell, different market to go and sell. Go to this market at TV Road.
Olia.
No, Olia is there. There's another market in, what's the name of this one? There's another market inside TV, along TV Road there. It's also a community market from where the market women from the village, the farmers are coming from and drop their wares there to sell. If you go to such market to buy, the rubber you buy, cost of Gary will be cheap there, like Orange Money. But if you talk of New Benin market, they come to Orange Money and buy and take it to New Benin to resell.
Wow.
So if they allowed all these women to be selling directly to the consumer, they know this market day. There are market days in all these market days you see in Benin Kingdom, Ekyoba, Eken, Ekaneka, and all. They have their market days, various market that they bring their goods from the village to come and sell. You go there on that market day and buy things directly from the producer. It will be cheap. Cost of buying things will be reduced. But this buy and sell that is going on in the market, if the union will buy first.
Middlemen.
Now it's now middle women, not men. It's middle women, it's not men. So if not these middle women in the midst between the producer and the seller, they are the brain behind the high cost of living. But if the government can remove them from the system, you bring your goods from my village, Ekose, to Orange Money and sell to whoever wants to use it. Like a trade fair they are organizing now for people to bring their wares directly to sell. Because the government is weak, they've not been able to remove those middle women from the system. That's why they say, okay, trade fair, go here, bring your... It's the same thing that's happening to all these village markets. Orange Money is a central market to bring your wares and sell.
Yeah.
But New Benin is different from Orange Money market.
Yeah.
This market at TV Road, I've forgotten its name. The same thing that market is there. Everybody bring their wares from all various local governments, bring their goods there. You buy and resell.
All right, thank you so much for that. We're looking at 2022 and what we need to do better so that we get a good 2022. Pastor Richardsburg, talking about associations, because we want to stay on that a bit. Whatever problem we are having right now, challenges, it starts from the cost of living. If prices of things are moderate, we have less criminality in our state and in our country. So what do you think government can also do? Mr. Bobadi has said this point. What do you think that government can also do? Because it's so painful. Maybe somebody that is coming from the village wants to sell his or her goods, and someone will say, no, don't sell. We are buying from you in bulk, and just go home. My God. And the consumers are the one paying these exorbitant bills. What do you think government can do to ensure that the market is free for everybody to sell their products?
Yeah, just like he rightly puts, there are just some persons that have made themselves semi-gods now over the people. People that will tell you, okay, we own this area. And then when you bring your wares to sell, and then, talking about market women and these people from big village bringing their things to sell directly to consumer, I don't know how it will work, because you need to see the strength of these women that
the association
that hijack goods from women that bring from these women that bring wares from the villages. You can't stand them. They are so. In fact, they run with vehicles. As the vehicle is coming, they are running with the vehicle. They are dragging so, and then like myself now, I'll go and I'll try to. I can't. So the government intervening in all this matter is so important. Go to Lagos, go to Abuja, go to other states.
Things are cheap.
Prices are cheap because there's a control. There's a control. Anywhere you don't have a control, I mean, government bringing some measure of control as per the way things should go. You always have the people like consumers suffer so much, and prices, anybody can increase price and all of that. Now, we are not saying make laws or make semi-rules and then it is not being implemented. You know, it has always been our issues in Nigeria.
Implementation.
Yeah, you make laws, okay, now this is going to be, and sometimes you even bring people, okay, you are going to be in charge of this, women from Oregbeni have called us severally with our own program often in Edo Broadcasting Service. And in fact, they've called me, they will tell me, oh, so person that we just shared here now, they say we should not sell. And who do you meet at that point to help you? That, oh, no, let this woman sell, leave her there, let her sell. Nobody. Because the same people you want to meet, they equally have somebody they are submitting to that will tell them, no, that is what should be, and all that. And so everybody are like, well, that is the norm. Just, if you can't beat them, join them. That's what, you see people from other states, when they come to Edo State, they're like, why are things so expensive?
Yes, they always complain.
Okay, we say there are no industries in Edo State, there are no, and then the little we have, we are still like our own problem to ourselves. So if there's a way this thing can be checked this new year, I mean, the average common man will be happy. If people bring things from village like Urokosa come to Benin, let them have access to everybody to sell. But you know, our situation in Nigeria is so tactical that even when you put that down now, you see these same women liaising with village women now. When they bring gold, they say, it's me and you, as you are selling, I'll put my own on top. That is where we are. So the government have to sit up. They have to sit up to the situation. And not just like, well, the people are the problem, the people, they say, when something bring, then they take for long. If you see now, okay, these people, what do I, sometimes, so let's pursue the women from, they will come again, you pursue, then sit down and brainstorm about the people God has given to you to govern, how to manage them, so that when you are gone, they will say, oh, that government was too much. Like somebody will say, what will you be remembered for? Things are the way they have been, and then they are still just, they have even gone worse. You know, and then what will you be remembered for? We are not saying the government is not trying. Government is trying. We are seeing the government hard work. But we are still saying some corners are
there
suffering.
There are some areas, yeah.
And so try to still concentrate in all those areas. Let there be a holistic work now from the government and the people like, oh, in fact, no stone is left unturned.
All right, thank you. I believe government officials, we are even the government, they are hearing us and listening to us, because we wanted those states to be a better place for everybody. They have to be mechanisms put in place to ensure that some persons don't just hijack the state and making life.
Sorry if a driver is here, my driver will tell you, oh my God. We'll say, well, costs of transport is...
I was going to that because I just noticed they just increased the prices of...
do you know how many tickets they pay?
Oh, come on now. Okay. Because from just Aduawa, normally it was 100 naira. Aduawa to Ring Road, it was 100. Now it went to 150. Now it's 200 now. And people are envisaging that maybe there'll be increment in the fuel prices.
Okay.
So we are wondering, if there's no increment right now, and the prices are like 200. And you know the funny, let's forget about tickets. Some people don't even pay tickets because they use their private vehicles and they will make you pretend as if you are just like family members. They will still increase it. If these private vehicles, for instance, will tell you, okay, since it's private, let me collect the 100 naira because I'm not paying. But they still collect it. Okay. So I was wondering if they can collect 200 right now. And for instance, the fuel, they now increase it. Wow. How much are we going to pay?
That's true.
So these are the things we are looking at. And the World Bank said recently that inflation rate in 2022 will be high. Okay, that was like their dooms report. That was yesterday or the first day that inflation rate is high. So if inflation rate is going to be high in this country, and although, for instance, the cost of living is a bit higher because of associations and other things, what are we going to expect in 2022?
You can imagine that.
These are the things we are looking at, and we just need all hands to be on deck to ensure that we have a better place. Okay, let's leave that association. I believe those in authority, they've listened to us and they're going to do something about it. But if not, we keep talking about it until we see the desired change. Let's come to electricity supply. Some persons without job, okay, they've graduated for some years, okay, they couldn't get white-collar job. They open a salon, for instance, either to barb or to like fish hair. But this epileptic power supply, you see people going to buy fuel or diesel every time. Sir, what do you think government can do? We thank God for what Governor Basaki is doing. At least there's this Osiomo power plant that is powering most government houses, government offices, and the governor is still trying to expand it to residential houses, maybe in 2022. At least Edo State government is doing well in that regard. So let's look at the federal government at this level. What do you think government can still do to ensure that we have a stable power supply in 2022?
Yeah, they have a lot to do. The federal government has a lot to do. They are only pretending. They know what to do. Every government that comes in, make sure they tap from that river, from the Nepal. If I'm not mistaken, Nigeria is supplying Cameroon or
neighboring countries
light. When we, the citizens, are suffering from it here. Imagine the gas of issue you mentioned just now. We have gas stations here.
Yes,
we free gas from our petrol station and all these things. It's a raw material that we have locally here.
Yes.
Here we cannot afford to buy because of our leaders' selfish interests. All as we are praying, we should pray for God revolution. To me, let God revolution be upon our leaders for them to have their conscience to say, oh, this thing that they are doing is wrong. The government know what to do. They are just pretending that they don't know what they know what to do, that everybody will live comfortably. And when it comes to election time now, you see that things will a bit slow, go up for them to say, oh, the government is good. But we, the masses as well, as we are talking about government, so we, the masses, are self-corrupt. Our conscience is not stable. We know what is wrong. We will pretend that it's right because government is there. If we can discipline ourselves individually, it is there we can unite to fight the government. But if me and
you don't fight government, you can make constructive criticism.
Yes, that's what I mean. That's what, not by physical fighting.
Okay. Let's get that straight.
Yeah. If we can discipline ourselves, it is then we can face the government. That's all. If we can respect anybody that is in government, when this person is not doing well, we are not doing ourselves any favor because of selfish interest. You know that this man is in charge of petroleum, like you are saying now, is the person to give us light because he's your brother. He's not giving us light, and you are respecting him. You are giving him all the kudos. Hey, my chair, my this, my that, my that.
Right, it's just thief. He's a thief.
So you are not self-disciplined. You are the one setting your birthright for them. So if we say this man, those days, in the days of our forefathers and others, before you give your daughter to somebody to marry, you ask the son of who this man is, or the daughter of this man. You know, his credibility matters a lot to you before you associate with somebody. But this time around, that is
money.
It's minus. It's what he has in his pocket that you will respect, not the integrity.
Or the family name.
Yeah, or the family name. Not until we fall back to that side of code that yes, reputation, integrity matters in whatever you are doing. We cannot face the government for anything. The federal government in question is not helping issues. They are not helping issues. Right. We pray to God to give our brother here more wisdom to go ahead with this electricity project, that he can also assist us. Like Lagos State, they are helping them with electricity from the state government. No, they are not relying on the federal government light supply alone. I think the River State or one other state is also doing such things. So we thank our brother for also going to that aspect of investment. So we pray God should give him the wisdom and knowledge, understanding to see that that project is accomplished and everybody tap from it as they work towards its own tenure.
Yes, that's a very big deal concerning electricity power supply. Because I believe if there is electricity, constant supply of electricity,
costs will come down.
Crime rates will be reduced.
Yes.
Because when a place is lit up, you hardly go and rob somebody. But when the place is dark, people easily pounce on somebody.
Well.
But when the place, I'm seeing you, you are seeing me, you don't.
easy.
So
It's
that
not
will,
easy.
if the city is lit up, the crime rate will be reduced, and people will do business and make money. So that is a good one. And we're hoping in 2022, the thermal power plant will expand to residential homes where people can get this power, even though they're going to pay, but let it be constant.
Yes.
Because even the one we are having, the people are willing to pay, but let it be constant for them. So that will be okay. We are looking at 2022 and our expectations. But before we go, we are going to be looking at farming. Farming is a big day right now, because right now most countries, they are doing away from fuel now. They are coming with electric vehicles, non-carbon type of any instrument you want. They want to non-green. Everybody wants to go green everywhere. And farming, for instance, in Nigeria. What about farming? What are we doing to ensure that the people are well taken care of? Because we have the insecurity issues, talking about women can't go to the farm anymore, and the other thing. What do you think government can do to improve farming in our society so that there will be a food availability, apart from the association? When there is much food, even the association their power will even go down. Yes. If there's many people, they are bringing their food, you are coming to sell your yam, I have my yam already. Will you not tell me what to do? So what can government do to improve farming so that there will be availability of food in 2022?
Well, two things, and that's what we have been saying. We have been saying it. It's just two things. The first is to make sure there's security, because a place where there's no security, like somebody rightly put years back, that the insecurity in Nigeria, if it's not tackled in the near future, the scarcity of food that will hit the nation will be amazing, and we are gradually experiencing it. So insecurity is one thing that must be tackled by the government, and insecurity is not what you pretend about. Insecurity is not what you try to be sentimental about, or probably you have persons who you like, no, these are sacred cows that should not be tampered with, even when you know they are the menace. They are causing so much menace in the society. So insecurity is something the government must take squarely in this year, 2022. And the second one is making available soft loans for farmers to be able to access. Because if I want to farm and I'm able to have something to be able to get the place to do my farming, whether animal farming or crops farming, I'm doing my farming, and then I'm able to have money to do whatever I need to do as per that farming. Then the farming business will become something that everybody wants to go into. So let soft loans be made available. And when these soft loans come, it should not be covered. Because sometimes there are windows that are open where people can access some of these soft loans. But some few persons who are in charge covered it. Or give it to just their people, and then the majority of the people do not have access to it. So let it be open. If you go to the north, this thing is accessible by so many people. But when you come to the south, you like, does anything like that exist? Many people don't know that there is something that the government have made available for the commoners to have access to, so as for whether it's farming you want to do or whatever, a kind of assistant. But it's there. But many people are not aware. You don't even know when it's available.
Okay. All right,
so
thank you.
Let's try to make it. Let there be transparency.
Your thoughts on that concerning farming?
Well, thank you very much. Our pastor has said it all. The start with is the security. If I can tell you now, for more than 4 years now, the women in Olubo community here, Sabine Saple Road, they have stayed away from the farm. Because of herdsmen, they can go to farm. And the rate the security is lapsed here in Edo State. But we thank God for the state government intervention by introducing this Viginati group into the system. I pray to God if they should continue the way they are not being corrupt by the people that is in government. To God be the glory. You can't go to farm and you come back home safely. So the women are afraid to go to farm. The men are afraid to go to farm. If the security we are talking of now, the community leaders should be involved. Not only government. Government cannot do it alone. If every community leader, Enigi or Jonwe and all, they have their own role to play, that they will bring this security to bear, that everybody in the community will have peace of mind. Because look at the rate the Hausa Fulani are invading communities now. They are looking down on them because they said our youths are no longer there to go to farm.
We don't mention the tribes. We mention like, okay, these are bandits. You don't say, because we find out that even apart from the Fulani, other people from different tribes, they are even involved. So, sir, just say the bandits or criminals.
The bandit aspect now, if it's not well curtailed, the rate they are invading communities, it may not augur well for even the indigenous in this community, because they are more than the indigenous. The bandits are more than the indigenous in the community, with the pretense that the indigenous, they are no longer there to do the manual work for farming. But if they are doing the farming, like my sister already said just now, the production is more than the demand. The middle women will be enraged.
Yes.
But because of the production is low now, the demand is high. People are now saying the middle women are taking charge of they are contributing to the inflation of high cost of living. But let there be peace in every community, so that the men and the women that are willing to go to farm there, to go and farm and bring their crops to town to sell, will have peace of mind to go there, to go and harvest, to go and plant. When it's time for harvest, they'll bring their proceeds to market and sell at profit margin. That's my take.
All right. Thank you so much for your thoughts. We're looking at this morning on Issues and Answer, the year 2022. We retrospected on what happened in 2021 and what we are expecting in 2022. But we're going to continue on this discussion maybe by next week, because we expect more concerning insecurity. Yesterday we were saying some AK-47, more than 900 got missing in the police force, and many things are going on. Arms, proliferation of arms everywhere. What are we looking at? What do we expect to see in year 2022 so that we have a better society? We continue on this discussion by next week. But once again, I want to thank my guests for sharing their thoughts with us this morning on the year 2022. Pastor Richard Ben, once again, ma, thank you so much for your thought.
Thank you.
And I believe government officials, they heard you, that those soft loans should go to the right people, not somebody sitting on top of the loans and letting the others suffer. All right, they will hear you on that. Mr. Hales Bobadia, thank you for your thoughts once again.
To God be
The place of middle women, you mentioned that. But there are middlemen also, not only women. Okay, all right. Thank you for your thought also. That's our show this morning on Issues and Answers. I'm Josephine Ehimi. From here, I wish you a happy and a prosperous new year. Do have a good day.
EBS TV, television reloaded.